Now, you remember when we spoke last time about the inner world and the outer world?
Oh, that we need to relax on ourselves.
So spend a few moments relaxing. You start with the top of your head and then your neck. Let it relax. And your shoulders. Bring that relaxed feeling all the way down from your shoulders. And lastly, we pay attention to another thing going on all the time that we don't usually pay attention to. Our heart beating. So be aware of the center of your body where your heart is. When I call your name in a loud, vigorous voice, tell me something good to put on pizza. So think, you got a nice piece of pizza. What do you want to put on it that would make it even better? 1, 2, 3.
Pineapple. Pepperoni.
Jalapeno.
I feel that this acting out, it's very good for the reading because it introduces the concept of rhythm.
Remember, you're breathing from your diaphragm, and as you make that sound, you're not making it here. You're bringing the air from here, and it's projected from there. Ah, 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 eh, e, ah, e, ah, eh, e, oh, 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 ooh, ah, eh, e, oh, ah, eh, e, oh, ah, eh, e, oh, ooh, if ah, eh, e, oh, ooh, 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 ah, eh, e, oh, ah, eh, e, oh, ah, eh, e, oh, ooh. Ah-eh-e-oh, 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 ooh! Ah! Ah!
18 seconds.
So here's a new tongue twister that we're now going to work with and create as our performance. I'll say it, you say it. Betty Butter bought some butter.
Betty Butter bought some butter.
But, she said, but, she said, the butter's bitter.
The butter's bitter.
But, she said, the butter's bitter. But,
As a special education teacher, one thing that I always teach my students is that they have to, and I do this sign all the time, that they have to read with expression.
It will make my batter bitter.
It will make my batter bitter.
If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter.
If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter.
Sounds good. But a bit of better butter, that will make my batter better. So she bought a bit of butter, better than her bitter butter, and she put it in her batter, and her batter was not bitter. So it was better, Betty Butter bought a bit of better butter. Can you get it?
Give them a round of applause.
She made cake and she was trying to put butter in the cake, but the butter was kind of bitter. So she didn't put it. She went again to buy new butter and then put it in the cake, and it was.
And I always teach them how to chunk information and how to use inflection in their voices. But when you're doing this kind of an activity, the beat, the rhythm, the inflection is it's already implicit.
1, 2, 3. Betty Butter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter.
Nice!
I love acting out with my kids because it helps them organize their thoughts. It helps them to think more along academic lines. Okay, what is this? Batter. Butter or batter? Butter.
Everybody, I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
Betty Butter bought some butter, but she said the butter is bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter.
It's getting there. It's getting there. Like anything else now, this is the first time you've heard it, it's the first time you've seen it, so you kind of are not sure about it yet. The more you practice, what's going to happen?
The more you practice, the gooder you become.
That's right. They say practice makes perfect.
Yes. You go like that.
You got it, right? You don't have to. Oh, wait, what?
I feel that this acting out really supports our writing by helping students organize their thoughts, particularly with the grammar.
Question. So you're going to structure an answer. I don't know if you can have practice with these, but in your head you're going to turn the question around and use the words of the question to structure the answer. The question is, why did Betty Botter bring back the butter?
We have to use our academic language. You have to use the words from the question, okay? So when Mr. Katzoff asks, why did Betty Botter
Bring back the butter.
Why did Betty Botter bring back the butter? You have to think to yourself.
Betty
Now you're gonna respond. Betty Botter brought back the butter because.
Betty Botter brought back
Excellent.
the butter
Because?
she wanted to put it in her batter.
Excellent. Perfect. How about this other question? Where did Betty Botter buy the bitter butter? Where?
It helps students bring the text to life. And that's very important for the writing process because the students have to have a very clear idea of where they're going with their writing, what they're trying to say. And the visualization that the acting out provides is
Think, visualize. Where did Betty Botter buy the bitter butter? Where did Betty Botter buy the bitter butter? You think?
Saeed.
Barry Butter bought the bitter butter at a cheap store.
Okay. So you're going to look at the question, the words that are jumbled up, and you're going to figure out what the question is so that you unjumble it. And as your brain is doing that, you're learning to put sentences together, what we call syntax. Yep.
Hold on. Sandwich.
I want everyone to read this for clarification. I want you guys to use this.
Did the bitter butter make the bitter butter?
Okay? Is there something that we can do to improve our word use? Visualization, does that make sense, guys?
No.
No. Did we say that the order was wrong, or did we say that we needed to take a look at our word use? What are we looking at? What are we looking at? Our word use. Let's take a look. Because sometimes most of us speak two different languages at home, right? We speak one language at home, and then we have to speak the language that we communicate with everyone else with everyone else, which is English, okay? And sometimes we can do that in Spanish, right? But we're gonna switch it. So everyone read this together.
Did the bitter butter make the butter bitter?
Does that sound better?
Yes.
Give yourself a round of applause. Guys, get into your groups.
All right. When you go, get it, write it down.
You write on the board, right?
When he lets you, did you ask Mr. Katzoff? I've observed a lot of metacognition going on. You have to really think about how they're going to organize their responses
Make sure what you have on the board is
and formulate them in a way that is acceptable to the teacher and for yourself for greater understanding. I would tell my principal that this is a holistic approach to teaching literature, teaching writing, teaching reading, showing students how to create rhythm where there is none.
Betty Botter bought some butter. Bad.
She said the butter's bitter.
If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. Butter, bitter, better butter. That will make my batter better. Crunchy butter, bitter butter, better than a bitter butter. Crunchy butter, bitter butter, better than a bitter butter. Crunchy butter, bitter butter, better than a bitter butter.
And she put it in her batter.
And my batter was not bitter.
Sauce was better, Betty Botter. Sauce was better.
Betty Botter.
Sauce was better, Betty Botter.
Sauce
was
better. Betty Botter.
Sauce was
Betty Botter.
butter, bitter, better butter. Butter, bitter,